Alright, welcome back to Channel Blue. Today, I'm going to be doing another talking video. Today's talking video is going to be about a question that I want to ask to anyone that feels like they badly are craving a relationship. Are you craving a relationship, or are you really just craving comfort? Basically, I was brought to this question after doing some reflecting on my past relationships. Over the past 2 years, I've had a couple friendships not end up working out, and there's a plethora of reasons based on, the different friendships and the different people that are involved, but I have also noticed a through line through them all that I'm shocked I didn't consider before. And I wrote about it in my journal, so I'm going to just read what I wrote, because I think that'll be a good introduction to this topic. So, without further ado. Regardless of if it's been a friendship or otherwise, my relationships have been operating out of a place where I know I can't comfort myself. Being honest with myself just 15 minutes ago has made me realize the meaning behind the narrative of why I want a significant other. I want someone dependable, that when things go wrong, I can turn to them to comfort me. When I have a long day tomorrow, I can focus on putting my energy into an hours-long conversation with them instead of dealing with my stress in my life. If I feel insecure about something that happened to me that day, I can have them reassure me that I'm doing fine and that I have nothing to worry about. But the problem is, at the end of the day, those moments will end. They will have to go to work, or need to go to sleep, or have days where they're just too tired to help. And then what will I do then? Wait anxiously for them to be available again so I can get that relieving feeling of them telling me everything's going to be all right? That's not a relationship. That's just a need for comfort. It's becoming clear to me now, through my past friendships, I've just been outsourcing this need to be comforted to other people to do it for me because I know I'm incapable of comforting myself. And that's no way for any relationship to work, romantic or not. And I think once I develop this skill of being able to comfort myself, to have my own back, to trust myself, to be there for myself when I need it, that's when I'm finally going to be able to have relationships that last. I think there's harmful rhetoric online that falls under the general statement that my best friend saved me from X, or my boyfriend taught me the beauty of doing X. And while I think that these people definitely play a part, the only person capable of changing who you are is yourself. Because what really happened is you saw something in your friend that you wanted to emulate, but then you took it upon yourself to make that change happen internally. They didn't change you. You saw the beauty in them and decided you were going to try emulating their behavior, eventually making it your own. Not even a significant other is going to be able to change you, no matter how close they are or even how much they want to. They can be a comforting force, like I've illustrated before, but they can't solve your problems for you. They can show you the light, but they can't teach you how to find it. This through line that I was talking about was the fact that I was using other people as emotional pacifiers instead of working on myself to develop the skill of being able to self-soothe. And I was friends with one of these people for years before things went south, but I also don't think that I was necessarily clinging on to this person to distract me from my life until I moved to college and all my friendships were uprooted and I was already in just a very turbulent transitional period in my life. And then I just felt like, well, I have this person still. I really need to just feel all right again. And so that, put pressure on that relationship. And it didn't work out. Because everyone is their own person and they do have their own things that they have to worry about. And it's not just because, they're a friend. They're not your significant other. And so that's why they don't have time for you sometimes. Even a significant other is they have to go to work, they have to sleep, they have to go to class. Like another person is a separate being that you cannot have all the time. And the only person that you can have all the time is yourself. This kind of goes along, honestly, with my last talking video about self-respect. Your relationship with yourself is very important. And the healthiness of your relationship with yourself dictates the healthiness of all of your external relationships. I don't have people I've met recently anymore that I can reach out to try to make me feel better about my life or distract me from what I have to do tomorrow, like I could a couple months ago. And this is a lesson I've been needing to pay attention to for years now, and is something I don't have a solution for yet. But I do think that it is an important check that you should have with yourself to ask this question, to make sure that if you are looking to eventually have a relationship in the near future, why that is. A couple of videos ago, I made a video about basically why it sucks to have not been in a romantic relationship before, as someone who's nearly 20. And I think that video shows an insecurity that someone might have that might spur them to have a relationship, which is everyone else is doing it, so why haven't I? And it does suck, and I don't fully discredit what I said in that video, but I do think that that is not... I think that you're not going to have a relationship that lasts if it's going to start from a place of clinging on to finding a partner. And that's what births a relationship, versus like actually like liking the other person and wanting them specifically. Because I think what really happens is you want a boyfriend or girlfriend. They just also happen to be people that you like, but you are going to be in a relationship with them because you want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And that's not going to be the strongest of foundations for a romantic relationship. Similarly, there can also be the insecurity of what I'm referencing now, which I don't think it's an insecurity, but I think it's just an unsolved issue that you can try to use relationships to fix, which is what I've been doing for the past couple of years. And that doesn't work either, because basically, if I'm not able to comfort myself, almost every hour of the day, I'm going to be looking at my phone, and I'm going to be looking at the people I have in it, and I'm going to look through them, and I'm going to be like, what person can I talk to that I haven't annoyed too much, that I can talk to about this thing, or I don't even need to talk about it, but just distract me from the fact that I have to do this thing that I don't want to do. What person have I not annoyed too much recently, so I can kind of like lay this on them or talk to them, even though we have been talking like every day for the past 3 days quite often, and maybe there should just be a little bit of a lull for a second before we get into more time together. It becomes this like awful game of like emotional resource management that is not how friendships work. Eventually, it'll get to a point where your emotional management isn't even enough anymore, because you can't get enough of comfort from people. And so you just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, and you talk to them all the time. It doesn't even have to be like conversations that look very obviously like you're desiring comfort from something or running away from something. Just the fact that you're talking to them, like, I can be friends with someone and love them a lot and still feel like it can get to a point where I don't need to talk to them for hours every day for 4 days in a row, no matter how much I like them as a friend. There can be a point where you can just kind of cross a boundary, regardless of if it's actually like an emotional conversation about needing comfort from something or just talking at all. Like, everyone has different levels of a social battery or just a desire to talk. And if you can't comfort yourself, you're going to be wanting to talk to someone literally whenever you have free time throughout the day. That's something that I've noticed about myself. And it exhausts all of your relationships. And just isn't healthy. Also, on what I said about harmful rhetoric online, I think that it is a sweet and probably all means well way to say that your best friend helped you learn something about life, or they taught you X, Y, and Z. But even if unintentionally so, this can be harmful rhetoric if taken in the wrong way, because I think a mindset that can quickly develop out of seeing this type of rhetoric online or just anywhere is this idea that other people are able to provide new perspectives on an issue that can completely revolutionize your inner monologue on the spot, or just that in general, a friend can save you from something. And I think to some extent that's possible, maybe, but I think what really happens is, like I said in the journal, your friend can provide another, perspective on an issue, or they can live their life in a way that inspires you, or whatever positive influence they have on your life, they can do that for you. But ultimately, it is you who decides to take that and make a change out of it. So for example, if I had a friend that whenever we would hang out and we would walk down the sidewalk to wherever we're going, I noticed my friend would compliment a random person's outfit or talk with a cashier for 10 minutes at a time, and didn't let fear of social rejection take control of his life and prevent him from being nice to strangers. If I saw my friend doing that, I could be like, wow, seeing my friend do that made me feel better just being around that environment where I got to see this wholesome interaction between two people. But I think this next part of the process is something that gets left out in this rhetoric that I think is very important context. And that is that, for example, if I was running late to class and right before I got into class, I got in an elevator with a random person and I saw their outfit, I might get a voice in my head that would say something like, come on, like, remember your friend? Remember what they did? Remember how they were able to tell this random person how much they liked their scarf or whatever, and how well that turned out. Like, you should just try it at least once. Like, get over this fear and see how this can make your life better. And then what happens is, in order for that action to happen, at least subconsciously, I have to decide, okay, I'm going to listen to this voice and I'm going to let it get to my heart and I'm going to try to do this action. I'm going to try to emulate this behavior. And my friend could go around complimenting people's outfits all day long around me whenever we hang out. But at the end of the day, it takes me choosing to try to emulate that behavior in my own life for that change to actually happen within myself. Your friends and your significant others, they can inspire you to create change, but they can't make the change for you. You have to decide to make the change. And so I think the problem is with this whole rhetoric of, oh, this person saved me from this, XYZ. it creates this notion that if you have some type of problem in your life, you don't need to work on it yourself and look inside to be able to figure out where this problem came from and how to fix it, because instead you can just continue blundering your way through relationships until you eventually find the right person that just says the right thing, or lives their life in a way that is so powerful to you that you'll see it and you'll be like, wow, you do this thing that inspires me so much, and I see you do it and I love it so much, and so just now I see this new perspective and this problem is solved for me now. I learned something. I'm done. The problem solved. I don't have to worry about it anymore, and I can just move on with my life. And yes, they can inspire you, but they're not going to create change in your life. Only you can. Only you can decide to create that change in your life. Only you can decide to emulate their behavior until it becomes your own. And so that's just not how it works. You can't just move along in life from relationship to relationship to relationship trying to find someone that will save you from yourself. Because all that's going to happen is the thing that you're trying to save yourself from is going to insert itself in between you and the other person, and it will ruin your relationships. That's what's going to happen. And it will create tension and put pressure on your relationships. But yeah, anyways, the point is, be wary of that rhetoric. I think it's a cute thing to say. I don't think that it's harmful in itself. I just think it can be interpreted in a way that is harmful and will only hold you back from growth in your life. And so that's just something to be wary of. Apart from that, I don't have a solution yet on figuring out how I can self-soothe better. But it is a through line that I have noticed, and I think that this is an important question that you should be asking yourself, like I said before getting into a relationship in the near future. Follow a train of asking yourself why you want a relationship in the first place. Is it because you want to find someone that you love fully and completely? Or do you want a boyfriend? Do you want a girlfriend? If that makes sense. Do you want someone to be there for you all the time and comfort you when things go wrong? Or do you want to have a relationship where you can do the same for them out of a place of love and not out of a place of, well, I should do this for them because they comfort me so often, so I have to be reciprocative? Follow this train of thought and verify with yourself what your motives are before getting into a relationship to begin with. That's kind of what I'm getting at here with this video. So, thanks for tuning in. Don't know when the next little short video was going to be. I did my airplane video, my airport video, but I did that all while my phone was basically on the verge of having no more storage. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's a little something that I've been cooking up recently that I wanted to share. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.